Thursday night at Pete Taylor Park when Southern Miss began a 3-game series with Troy. Christian Ostrander joins us to visit on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Starting the series, 14 runs, 20 hits, a 7-inning, 10-run rule game for Southern Miss over Troy. Coach, 20 hits in 7 innings with 6 doubles. That's a pretty good night at the office for your hitters.
Yeah, it was. It was fun to watch and fun to see, and it was really very contagious, man. I mean, it just it started with McIntyre getting it going in that first, and it just kind of kept going downhill from there. So it was really cool.
I know everybody loves home runs, and coaches are certainly never going to turn down home runs, and fans aren't, and players aren't. But is there something to double after double after double, as opposed to the home run where it like kind of wipes the slate clean and you've got to start over?
100%. I know it affects you as a pitcher. I was a pitcher, and I know, after you give up the bomb, you kind of just regroup, flush, all right, nobody on, let's go. So, but like you said, when it's double after double, it's just you never get comfortable. I mean, there's, it's always, a pressure pitch or whatnot. So, yeah, I think there might be some truth to that for sure.
What about Friday's game? That's a game that Troy wins 9-8. They score 5 runs in the last 2 innings. You guys score 4 runs in the last 2 innings. Certainly a competitive ball game. Walk us through that one.
Well, it was a great game. It really was. It was, very, back and forth all the way. And to be honest with you, we didn't do enough little things that game. You look back, I can think of 3 or 4 mistakes, errors. I know errors happen, but just some mistakes come up mental. Just came back and bite us. When you lose a 1-run game. So we did plenty enough to win that game from an offensive standpoint, and pitching for that matter at certain times. But we didn't do enough on the little things with some defensive things, and cost you. You're playing a good team. You don't play well, you're going to get beat.
And then in the series finale on Saturday, you throw 4 guys, and they're kind of. Some of your best guys, right? You run Will Armistead out there for the start, and he gets you into the 6th inning. Chandler Best pitches well. Maybe not kind of a quick hook with J.B. Middleton, maybe some trouble throwing strikes. And then McCarty English comes and pitches the last couple and gets you out of it, and you get a really good win.
Yeah, it was. I thought Armistead was lights out. I think he struck out 10 guys in, 5 2/3 or 6 1/3, whatever it might have been. And he really only gave up 2 hits, I think, in that time frame. So he set the tone, and bullpen for the most part. The other, like I said, JB had a little bit of a hiccup, but Best and McCarty did a great job of covering 3+ innings, out of the pen. So it was a good win and against a good opponent.
Coach, talk to us a little bit about Dalton McIntyre and what he's doing. The numbers at this point really, really good, hitting .381. Not necessarily bashing it all over the park, but just hitting and getting on base.
Yeah, he's a guy that we it's nice to have a guy like that on the front end. A true leadoff guy. Very tough to strike out. He moves the baseball, and he's always a threat. He can drive a gap. Backside, pull side, he can do that. But he can just hit a ground ball that, if it's a little left, little right of this guy or that guy, man, he's going to put so much pressure on him that a lot of times you see them speed themselves up and maybe make a mistake or whatever. So he just brings a lot to the table, and his defense is spectacular as well.
Yeah, we started out by talking about the weekend series, and it was an early start, but I feel like last Tuesday night was an important game for you guys. You were hosting Tulane, coming off a weekend where you didn't play maybe your best baseball. And needed to kind of have a good feeling, I would think, going into the weekend, and played pretty well against Tulane.
Oh, yeah. It was, to me, I thought it was one of the better games we played in a while, especially after, last week. It was a very bad week for it. We just didn't play good baseball. So the challenge and the response was really good to see, and I thought the energy was very good from our guys, and I thought that was the most important thing. And they went out there and really played good baseball in all areas and had a clean game and against a good team.
I know this is one of those things where if you knew the answer, you'd bottle it up and you'd sell it because every coach would like to have it. But what causes one of those weeks where you just don't play well? And then on the flip side, how do you bounce back from that and try to avoid going through that again?
I think that characteristic, I mean, it goes back to that trust smart game at Ole Miss. That I didn't think we were played real well, and I thought they did find, they deserved that W. And then we go back on the road at Georgia Southern and just playing on the road with this group. They haven't done it a lot yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of first timers, and they got to realize that you got to demand a little more. You got to bring a little bit more when you're on the road, because you got to create your own environment. And they just didn't do it, and hopefully we'll learn from that, be better on our next road swing.
South Alabama on the horizon coming up this weekend. After you deal obviously with midweek, so you got Southeastern, and that's certainly not one you can look past. But then you got to go to South Alabama. It's one of those road weeks you were just talking about.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's even though it's only an hour and a half, thank goodness it's going to be a hostile environment. And all my years here, it's never been easy winning over there. And, they got a good team, and Coach Calvi and his guys do a great job. We know they're going to be prepared, and they're going to be ready for it. So we know it's going to be a huge challenge. And just like, anytime you go on the road, but looking forward to it. I think we'll travel well. We think I think our fan base will come to Mobile and support us. So, hopefully it'll be a great weekend of baseball.
When you think about your ball club at this point in the season, I guess we're at roughly the halfway point. Where does your biggest level of confidence lie in terms of what you're getting from these guys?
I think we are getting a lot. I really do. I think they are buying in. I think they're growing. I think they understand. I think they hear the message, and I think they know how we want them to play. It's just a matter of applying it out there, staying confident, and when you get popped in the mouth or you have a bad day, don't abandon the plan, and just keep going and playing, and so forth. And we see guys growing. We see guys that that batting average is starting to climb because they're finally settling in a little bit more. And I do think we need to find some more guys in our bullpen to step up and be what they should be, or what we believe they're capable of being. And I think that would really solidify things, because our starting pitching has been pretty good. And, so I think we're growing. I think we have a chance to be a good team, 28 games from now at the end of the regular season. And, but we got a long way to go. We got to keep pushing them.
Coach, always appreciate your time. Enjoy these visits on Monday afternoon. Wish you the best this week.
All right.